Hi CC families, this is Mrs. Reeby coming at you with Week 5 Cycle 1 review. First we started with geography with our great big maps, and we learned today about the Egyptian Empire. So first we pointed to our purple area and we said Egypt. Then we traced down the squiggly blue line and said Nile River, even though we learned that the Nile River flows north. We went to our pink area and said Upper Egypt. Then the green area, we said Lower Egypt. And last, we circled around the blue and said Nile River Delta. We erased all of our lines and were able to repeat them as well. The kids did a great job. Math was learning 9s and 10s. Our 9s is to the tune of Do Lord. It goes a little quickly. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63 and 72, 81 and 90, 99, 108, 117, 126, 135. For our 10s, we stood around in a circle and we did high five times 2 to our partners all around the circle. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. For English, we added on to our prepositions. So last week, we ended squatting down with our arms to the side and said beside, between, beyond, but, by, concerning. Great job. We went on to Latin, and for Latin we learned second declension noun endings. And for that we sang along with the CCCD app. Second declension noun endings. Us, e, o, o. Us, e, o, o. Us, e, o, o. Singular second declension. Then for our plural, eorum, is, us, is. Eorum, is, us, is. Eorum, is, us, is. Plural second declension. Great job. Our science this week, the question was, what are the major groups of invertebrates? And we had a really great cartoon picture to refer to, and we did some hand motions too. Some major types of invertebrates are sponges, stinging cell animals, flatworms, roundworms, segmented worms. We made tusks for mollusks, spread out wide for sea stars, and thank you to AJ for correcting me, arthropods. I was pronouncing it incorrectly, arthropods. Our history sentence this week was so stinking long, so for this one we played musical chairs while we played to the tune of Tell Me About the Romans. The Roman Republic became the Roman Empire when Augustus was crowned emperor in 27 BC. This was followed by the Pax Romana. In AD 286, the empire divided into Western and Eastern Empire until Germanic barbarians defeated the Western Empire in AD 476. So long. Last up, we had our timeline. It started with Judah falls to Babylon, temple destroyed. Babylon falls to Persia. Jews return and rebuild the temple. Roman Republic, Golden Age of Greece, Peloponnesian War. Persia falls to Alexander the Great. We did 2 science experiments this week. It was blending, which we learned about how animals are camouflaged from predators. Pipe cleaners were strewn all about the field and the kids had to pick them up. And then we talked about what colors were easier to spot versus the others that were harder. We also did a science experiment where we learned about why desert animals burrow into the ground. And the kids were so terrific at coming up with their own conclusions for that. We found out that when they burrow down, they stay cooler. And when we put our thermometer into the ground temperature was 55 degrees, whereas the at ground temperature was 70 degrees. And the thermometer that sat on the pavement was 72 degrees. So it makes perfect sense why animals would go down deep. Lastly, for fine arts, we learned about perspective. Super tough concept, and the kids did great. Perspective is the illusion of depth in a picture. So we drew a horizontal line that was called our horizon line. We drew a little dot along that horizon line, that's called the vanishing point. And from there, we used a ruler and our pencil to draw different shapes of a Chinese pagoda. The kids did such a good job. Please look in your backpacks for that. I can't wait to see you next week. Thank you so much and have a terrific week.